and a mum suing TikTok over the death of her son, is in Westminster later today after attending a hearing in the United States last week.
We're talking about Ellen Room. We've spoken to her many times before. She's been campaigning since her 14-year-old son, Jools, died at their home in Cheltenham in 2022.
She travelled to Delaware with a group of parents who all say their children died while attempting an online challenge. Ellen joins us now. Morning, Ellen. Thanks so much for talking to us this morning. We've just obviously described to the people at home the situation that you're in. Can you give us the latest information about where you are with your campaign?
So, with regards to the campaign or with regards to Delaware?
Let's start with Delaware. Just tell us what happened there.
OK, so TikTok filed a motion to dismiss hearing, which is basically where they're trying to kick us out and say there's no grounds for any court hearing. And so there were three of us that travelled out there, bereaved parents, sitting in a courtroom, which was very clinical. It was very much, well, we should be suing in the UK because actually we'll need to mentally health assess your child and things like that. And I wrote on a notepad and handed it to Lisa and said, there's nothing wrong with my child. This is making me angry and sad. So it was hard, it was clinical and cold. And we now have to wait between 30 and 90 days to hear from the judge.
So that will be happening in the United States where the case has been lodged. Meanwhile, you're back in London already and pressing on with your campaign in the UK. In Parliament later, what is this next stage of your campaign in the UK? How is that focused?
So, yes, back focusing on twofold. So today is meeting the new Secretary of State. Obviously, I've met Peter Carl, previous Secretary of State for Science and Technology, but obviously with the Cabinet reshuffle, we haven't all met Liz Kendall. So we're meeting her at 12 o'clock today. I'm not sure how many of us are going as bereaved families. I think it's about 10 to 15 of us. And then we're discussing data preservation, whether they need to strengthen the Online Safety Act, and also suicide forums, which affect some of the families involved.
And you are continuing to campaign for Jools Law. Just remind us what that is and how important that would be. What changes would that bring in?
So all of the families that are suing TikTok with me, so there's 5 British families now, none of us have been able to get access to our children's data. And I've always said I want it compulsory that when a child dies, that the data is automatically preserved. And Baroness Bevan-Kidron has tabled an amendment in the House of Lords to the crime and policing bill that's going through. And that's due to be discussed on the 27th of January, possibly the 2nd of February, depending on how long it takes. And hopefully we'll get passed in the House of Lords. So when a child dies, it's automatically preserved within 5 days, and also that the coroners get training so that they actually use the law properly as it should be intended.
Do you feel you're getting somewhere, Ellen? I know you've spoken to so many people who've been in these political positions over the last couple of years, but do you feel you're making progress?
I finally do. I feel like we're stepping in the right direction. And I've got a real good feeling that hopefully this should succeed in the House of Lords, which is just so vitally important. And to be, from when I raised it initially to where we are now, to hopefully seeing it go through in law is massive. So, yes, really pleased.
And Ellen, this is now the direction that your life is taking. You are so committed to this. We've spoken to you many times about this. How confident are you that you can see this through?
I'm not stopping. My life is completely involved with just online safety, and later this week they're discussing about raising the age limit for social media, and all 5 of us British parents that are involved with the TikTok lawsuit, and I spoke to Esther Jai and Lauren Lefebvre yesterday. So 6 or 7 British parents are the bereaved that are saying we absolutely wholeheartedly think that they should increase the age limit, and so that's also our focus this week. Let's get this law changed and start protecting children properly.
That's something that I think is going to be discussed in the House of Lords today, isn't it? So you would like to see the UK implement what they've done in Australia a month or so ago, which is to have a total ban on access to social media for anybody under 16.
100%, yeah. And as I said, that's 6 or 7 of us as bereaved parents say this needs to happen. You know, the last thing any of us want is any of the children to be affected, as our children have been. And I think that children would get used to it. It might be a bit of a shock to take things away initially, but then they'll get used to it. And it's so much better. Get them outside, get them playing, get them doing normal things and developing properly, as opposed to affecting their eyesight, their posture, let alone the harmful content they're seeing. And I 100% just agree that they should do it. So fingers crossed.
We have, though, heard from the NSPCC this morning, who say that they have concerns about that. Much as they want to protect kids, they fear that a ban might mean that some children who are vulnerable haven't got the ability to connect with people offering help or charities, that kind of thing.
Well, we're not talking about taking away the internet here. We're talking about taking away social media, the harmful side of things. So they're perfectly able to contact on a website and that sort of thing. So the internet, yes, there's lots of very helpful things for children that do need to reach out, and they can still do that on the internet. Just take away the rubbish that they're seeing on social media. That's what we're saying.
Ellen, it is so good to talk to you this morning. Thank you very much indeed. That's Ellen Room. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's coming up.